Hello, everybody. Spider here, the Five Car Podcast, coming to you from San Antonio, Texas. Being joined today by a Texas native himself, man, Rocky Long. Bro, how are you, man?
I'm doing good, brother.
Now, I know I just as far as being from Texas, man, I know you started your training here. I mean, out of was it Houston or north of Houston?
In North Houston,
Okay,
in
and
the Woodlands area. Yeah, it's probably like 30 minutes north of Houston.
no,
It's easy.
yeah, 'cause you were out there with Eves Edwards and some of the guys training, right?
Yeah, Eva's Edwards is the first person I trained with. Whenever he started a gym in the Woodlands, Texas, that's when I started training with him.
No,
That's,
yeah, because I've been out there myself years ago, man. It's been years, bro. But I remember the area, and it was some fun times, man. I mean, it was probably the first time I ever went to Houston. But when it comes to you, man, I mean, I've actually seen you fight here on the original circuit 4 times, bro. One of them, I believe, was open hand. It was before Texas allowed closed fists.
yeah, I done that, man. I fought in the first close fist fight in Texas, and then I fought in the first that was in Dallas, and then the first cage fight in Texas, which was still open hand pancrase style. It was in Hidalgo. I fought at the IFC Hidalgo.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, man. And those are the days, man. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of the guys now coming up, I mean, they don't know some of the things that you guys had to go through, man. Of course, most of your fights were outside the state. I mean, a lot of them unsanctioned. So your record, I mean, you can see it on paper, but when it comes to off the record, I mean, I'm sure you have a couple more fights out there.
Yeah, they're all over the place, man. I have so many I lost track, but hey, I'm here, man. It's being fun.
No, and let me ask you, bro, because you actually made your bare knuckle boxing debut a few months back, and was that kind of, I mean, was not saying that MMA got boring, but were you kind of plateaued and you felt like, man, let me try something else?
As far as that goes, like when I first saw it coming out, I'm like, man, this is it's kind of different. I was like, wow, this is wild. It's crazy. No gloves and stuff. Which I did, MMA like that. It was pancrase style, but still, we didn't wear no gloves. It was something different. And then I was like, well, maybe just there's a few different techniques we got to work on that. But again, I wasn't really gonna go at it until I moved to Pittsburgh and I started training with Team Henzo Gracie out here. And one day, and I started teaching here also. But one day I was at the gym training some guys that were getting ready for a Muay Thai fight, and then the head instructor, the owner of the gym, comes in the Muay Thai room and goes, "Hey, Rocky, can you come help me? We got a guy in here that needs some sparring." All right, let's go. I said, "All right, let's go." I went over there. It was Julian Lane, and
Uh,
Julian Lane was getting ready for a bare knuckle fight like 2 weeks. He was 2 weeks out. And then so I strapped the gloves on and me and him went at it. And I was like, crap, he looked big and he was throwing some heavy punches. Man, we were going. I was like, why didn't he get killed? We went at it for a couple of rounds. And I'm like, all right. Then he told me, he was getting ready for bare knuckle fight. And I was like, yeah, I've seen that. And he goes, no, man, you'd be good at it. He said, I was like, all right, man, let's go. I said, well, I guess I'm gonna start doing that. I started training, getting ready for one, just to do something different, man. I mean, I've done MMA forever, 63 pro fights in MMA, and then now it's like I see this, and I was like, well, since I didn't get my head taken off and I was thrown down with Julian, I was like, I guess I could do this. Let me see something different. It would have been cool if I started a little bit earlier, but it is what it is, man. I'm there now.
no, no, for sure, man. And that's one of the things because, I mean, it is still new here in the States. I mean, it's been going on in Ireland and overseas for years, but it's blown up. I mean, obviously, I mean, you're in it. I mean, you're going to be making your second walk into the bare knuckle boxing ring, should we say? But I mean, what is it that you like about the platform, man?
It's just gives us a chance, man. It's like starting over. It's like it feels like a new experience. The whole thing. I mean, stepping in there in the ring when I said the first time in the square circle was it was like wow. It just felt different, man. I felt new again. It's kind of like starting over. This is not boxing. This is not MMA. This is not Muay Thai. It's completely different. Like it really is. When you get in there, you're starting to scrap. It's like, all right, this is a whole different fight. It's not. It's nothing compared to the others. It's just a whole different sport. People don't see that. People think, well, if you're, more of a boxer or more of a Muay Thai guy, yeah, things will favor you in their fighting. But again, it's just a different sport. It's like starting over, man. I mean, I know, like I'm a lot older now. I mean, I started fighting pro when I was 22. I'm 44 now. But I'm like, I got in there and I was like, let's go. But you see these old cats in there, man. We're all getting down over those youngsters because we're able to fool them. This is called bare knuckle fighting, not bare knuckle boxing, which is, we're able to grab, clinch, dirty box all on our feet. And it's on our feet. not going to the ground or nothing. So we are just throwing hands, but with we're standing the whole time.
No, no, definitely, man. And I mean, after all those years of mixed martial arts, man, I mean, is there one fight that sticks out more than the rest for you? I mean, that you remember, you think, man, that was a good fight? I mean, I'm trying. I know
Yeah,
you've been a few wars, man, but is
man,
there one?
I've had so many people, especially out in Texas. I remember sometimes promoters would look for fights for me, and they go, "Man, you fought everybody here in Texas." We say, "Well, fly somebody in, man. Let's go." But it is what it is. No, same thing, and I've had the same. One of the fighters have talked about me, that one of the champions, and one of the from the he started in bare knuckle from the beginning to now he's a champion still. Johnny Bedford. I remember
Yeah.
him. Me and him was trapped in MMA 2 times. In Texas, that was his first fight in Texas, and we went at it, man. I remember that. And now seeing him in here, growing in the sport is freaking awesome. To see him as a champ, it's cool, and I'm glad. I ran into him last time I was at my last fight here in BKFC, and it's cool, seeing him there, and people like that. I see a lot of guys in there that I fought before doing the bare knuckle. It was like, well, why don't I do it? I can, I'm healthy. I can go. I'm training hard and I'm ready to go.
No, no, definitely, man. And like you said, I mean, you fought a lot of people here in Texas, man. I mean, I know you fought. After a while, you started fighting outside the state. I mean,
Yeah.
did a lot of promoters not want to bring fighters to you, or was it easier for you to fly out and get fights?
Either way, man. Like remember the promoters here, they would bring people out, man. I was just ready to, for whatever. I was just one of the type of guys that if you need them, they'll call me. I'll be ready to go. I say I call myself kind of like I'm an expendable of MMA out there. You know what I mean? I was like, you need it. Here I am. And they know that I wouldn't back out. That's why I have so many fights, because I've never turned down a fight. I've gone in there sick, in a fight, injured, and just fought. Man, I was like, it is what it is. At the end of the day, somebody's gonna get caught. Somebody's gonna go down. There's anything can happen. But fight's a fight. This is I was always ready to go.
No, yeah, man. And let me ask you, because I mean, it's been a few years now with the UFC having, UFC Fight Pass, UFC, the Ultimate Fighter. I mean, there wasn't a lot of promotion back then for you guys, man. Was it harder? I mean, if all that would have been around when you first started, you think you would have had a better chance of getting up there quick?
I believe so. There's a lot more exposure now, a lot more, a lot more opportunities now. I mean, I've had some runs in there where things are going real well. Again, I've won, I've won 7 belts in all these local organizations. I've won, 6 and amateur. They're all pro. I won six professional titles and at 145. I won one at 155. I said I've done a lot. When it comes to fighting. So I think it would have stood out more. People would have seen more. Whenever now people get seen a lot more because of all the different shows out there that are getting on things like Fight Pass and all that.
Right.
And you know
No, no, and of course, I mean, right now, as far as your your return to bare knuckle boxing, man, how's training going, man? Who's helping you get ready for this?
oh, it's real good, man. Doing good. I started training. When I was training, I was helping. I was working with Kama Worthy. He fought in the UFC already three times, 4 times already. It's like he did real well. He had his run in there. He's come out. He's out of the UFC. He went back. He's already knocked out 2 guys and has 2 fights.
Nice.
He's had smaller organizations. That I'm sure he'll probably be back in the UFC or another big show, soon. But yeah, I started training with him. His coach, David Sachs, is the coach that I started working with after that. After when I was trying to come on, and I got in more interest in BKFC and trying to do that. And I ran, like I said, I ran into a couple people that are part of it. And there was a guy telling me, hey, you might get a fight in there. So if I needed a coach, and I talked to, since I was always sparring and training with Kama, I saw his coach at the same time, we work with me. He's like, yeah, he had my back, and we've been working together ever since.
Nice. And I mean, as far as your health, man, you see you're healthy. I mean, you've been at it, you've been working out. I mean, I'm sure. The do you recover a lot slower now, man, being that you're older, or do you still feel pretty good when it comes to like recovery time?
I feel good. It depends. The thing is, now you're a little bit older. You got to eat a little bit better. You
Yeah.
gotta work out a little bit more cardio than I used to, things like that. Just adding a few more things. Of course, my wife will say different and say, "What's wrong with you? Oh man, you move a little slower." I said, "I'll start kicking in a minute. I gotta wind up, man. I'm ready to go. As soon as I get up for a little bit slow, but then I start going, man. I'm ready to go."
No, for sure, man. And of course, I mean, throughout those years of competing in mixed martial arts, man, I mean, was there, did you ever sustain any like big injuries that held you back for a while?
No, not necessarily. I don't think so. I think I hurt my knee once. That really injured me a little bit. But again, I said I fought like that anyway afterwards. I was like, let me try not to go down, throw more punches or something before they grab my leg or kick it or something. But yeah, it's like that's why I stayed so active. I said I had to win that's many fights, 63 professional fights, is a lot. I remember fighting almost almost 12 times in a year. I fought like every month before. I fought 3 weeks in a row before, back to back, and it's just like it was like that.
No, yeah, and of course, I mean, those were the early years here in Texas, man, where a lot of times I was there at some of the events with some of the guys that were fighting, and we show up to promotions. The promoter be like, "Hey, man, you look like a fighter. You want to fight today?" And you picked it up, and that was it, man. And it was some the Wild West, some people called it, right? But it was some crazy times, man.
It was like that. I remember one time showing up to a show in New Orleans for a fight. My opponent did not show up. I went in, I walked in, weighed in at 145. Another guy's opponent didn't show up. He was 170. And they go, "Hey, you guys want to fight each other?" We're like, "All right, let's go." We're in the head right at weigh-ins. We took a fight.
No, yeah, you see, and how did that work with the commission, though, man? I mean, did you have to come in and weigh in close to 170, or were they okay with it?
No, the commissions, I don't think they care too much about it. We're in Louisiana, man. It was like, Louisiana is they're a little bit lenient. But, it is what it is. Give us an opportunity to compete. People that love, we were able to do what we love to do, fight, man.
And I think the last time I interviewed you, man, you had brought up the fact that when you were training in Texas, the rules were different because in Louisiana they allowed elbows, they allowed it was more physical than it was here in Texas in the beginning, right?
Yeah, well, like, so when I first started fighting out of state, like when I went to Louisiana, they already had the closed fist, the MMA style, and here in Texas we were still doing the pancrase rules. In Texas we were doing the open hand to the head and all that, and but everything was basically the same. Every time a closed fist will slip and you'll catch somebody with one of those, but you're still kneeing people in the face, kicking them in the head and but we were doing it with elbows, and then we went to Louisiana. All we did was just put a glove on and got a punch.
And man, and let me ask you, man. I mean, being that you transitioned from MMA into like bare knuckle boxing, was it hard for you to kind of transition and make okay, no takedowns, no? I mean, was it hard or did it come naturally, man?
As far as that part goes, the taking people down, all that came a little more natural because I trained a lot with the striking. I said I trained with Eve Edwards, he's one of the best strikers in the world. When we were throwing down, it's like he always had us. We worked a lot of stand up, so we didn't have no problem with wanting to stay there standing. We'll stand there, we'll throw down. Standing up. We didn't have an issue. The only reason we fought on the ground is we got people were trying to take us down. And our team, we ended up fighting. But no, it's not too bad. The only thing we did have to change a lot is just finding your range of punches. Get how close you have to be. How because you don't have a glove on, you have those extra 2 inches or an inch. It makes a huge difference when you're throwing punches. And then you don't have that much surface area. I mean, you don't have a glove on. You could slip the punches a little more, but when they hit you, they hit you. It's just a little different when you don't have a glove on.
No, no, for sure, man. And as far as conditioning, man, I mean, do you do any exercises to condition your fist, or do you just keep going at it, man? I mean, is it
Oh
like
no, with that too, we like what I did. We started, hitting pads and stuff without gloves. And I remember when I first started doing that, my knuckles would be a little bit sore, but they condition now. Now I hit them easily with no. Don't wrap my hand. I don't wrap my knuckles. My wrist still wrap my wrist. And then when we fight, also we get like 1 inch below the knuckles. We have tape and gauze, so we're protecting our wrist. So those knuckles are good to go. And again, if you punch straight and correctly, you should be fine. You hit with the two big knuckles, and they're they're really strong and they're good to go. I mean, just be careful. It's gonna feel different when you crack somebody in the head or something. They go
oh,
out.
yeah. I think in the beginning there was a couple of incidents where some of the fighters were getting their hands broken, man, because like you're saying, they were punching wrong or punching in weird angles, and I mean, they were breaking their hands pretty bad, man. But I mean, it seems to have stopped. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody's beat up when it comes to punching somebody with a bare fist. But other than that, I don't think there's been any injuries, right? I mean, to where people had to like get put out or taken to the hospital or anything like that.
No, not too much. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, you've seen it like that. And again, they're working more, being more accurate with their punches. They're not just throwing punches like you watch some of these MMA fights. These guys throw haymakers and hit somebody in the head, but they have their hands wrapped with with tape and all that. Or even boxing, they'll throw a hard punch somebody's head, knock.
I think I lost the volume, boss. Hold on, hold on. I think I lost the volume. Can you hear me on your side? Hold on. Let me go up real quick. I think I lost the volume on it. Hold up. Can you hear me? Yeah, I can't hear you on your side, man. Do me a favor, boss. On the bottom of your screen, you should have a microphone. See if you can click off and then click back on.
Hello.
There you go. I got you.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir. I got you. I can hear you right now.
All right, good, yeah. Okay, we're talking about talking about how the fighters, like, you watch a MMA fight or even boxing match, they hit somebody in the head with a glove and wrap, your hands wrapped, you have a glove on, you hit them, you drop them. MMA and the bare knuckle, you hit somebody in the head like that, your hands shot, you're done. And I don't know if you've seen a few of the fights before, yeah, like people like Crazy Horse, he does some hard punches. He hit people in the head a couple of times in this bare knuckle, and he can't continue because his hands are hurt. And he hits people in the head just like that. I've seen that happen. But if you see him in MMA, he'll throw one of those big punches and he puts the guys out. They'll knock him out with it.
No, yeah, man, and he's one of the guys that I was talking about, man, because it happened. But I mean, you can't, like you said, you can't fight like that. I mean, you got to fight smart. It is box. I mean, you said it's not boxing, but it is stand up when it comes to the technique. I mean, what would you say has to be the best offense when going in there? Is it your movement? Is it your footwork? Is it both?
It's both. Yeah, the footwork, accuracy with your punches. A lot of movement. You can't stay there in one spot. Those punches they're coming, man. And then if you don't move your head out the way, it's gonna crack you. And they're not. And again, without a glove on, it feels so much different.
No, and let me ask you, man, because your fight's going to be in Nebraska, right?
Yes.
How far is that from you guys right now? Because you're in Pittsburgh. So what's are you going to fly out there? Are you driving?
Yeah, we'll fly out there. I think it took me a couple of hours to get there. About 2 hours to fly in to get there. It's yeah, we're pretty far. I think it's pretty far west from us. But yeah, yeah, we're flying out there. This will be the second time I fought in Omaha. This is Omaha Fight Night Omaha 2. This is the first I fought in the first one because it's the first sanctioned fight they had in Omaha, Nebraska was the one I fought in. And it's just like the UFC. They're starting to different states are starting to allow it and open it up to let people fight there.
No, and not one of the things, man, because Texas is still real nitpicky or real strict when it comes to fighting. I mean, I don't know if they would allow bare knuckle here, but if they would, man, I mean, how would you be willing to come out here to Texas and compete in bare knuckle?
Yeah, and I think they talked about it. I think it's in the works, or if they let it go, they let it happen, or they don't know when they're gonna have a show there. But I was already asked, would I fight in Texas? I was like, yeah, I want to go there. Be fun to come back home and fight.
No?
Fight in Texas.
Yeah, because the last time you came to visit, I think you were training with the guys in Houston, right? I mean, you still know a
Yeah.
lot of there. And now let me ask you, bro. The reason I was asking, as far as the fight going on where it's going in Nebraska, man, is there like a deeper altitude out there? Do you know? I mean, is it like kind of going to Colorado where the altitude is high or anything like that?
I think it doesn't feel as bad like that, but just it felt okay. You don't really feel too much of that. I didn't feel the elevation all that. No, it's not like Colorado out there, but it's a lot of flat land out there though.
Oh yeah. And bro, you're gonna go out there with your corner guys, your coaches, man. Who's helping you for this fight, man? And what sponsors do you have?
Sponsored right now, just he's my manager is taking care of that. I'm working with Carlos Leon from CNC Management, and to me, I'm like right now, as far as sponsors go, I mean, I got a couple guys. I got Ronan. Video. They do a bunch of video work for me. They're real good sponsors. John Swisher, he's been helping out a lot with it, with doing a promo video, which should come out soon. You guys, you could be able to share when it comes out soon. They're
Yeah.
videoing me training and doing all that stuff last week, and that video should be coming out soon. I'm sure they're doing all the editing right now, but yeah, I've had pretty good. I've just been focusing more on just my fight, man. I'm not thinking about getting this sponsors that, which is cool to get them, but my main focus right now has just been just training and getting ready for this fight.
No, and that's one of the good things about having a management team, man, is that they can actually do all that work, and you can just concentrate on getting ready, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now let me ask you, bro, because obviously, I mean, you moved out to Pittsburgh, right? And your
Yeah.
family's out there. I mean, your wife, man, she supports you for this, right? How does she feel about you competing in bare knuckle?
Well, she's great. Like I said, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be doing any of this. She has my back. She's taking help me, supports me in everything that I do. But yeah, no, she does real good with her. But I told her before, she goes, I thought you were gonna retire. That I was done fighting, and I said, I did. I retired from MMA. This is bare knuckles, a whole different thing. But she's like. Say, come on. I said, come on, Amanda. This is all good. We can, it'll be done soon. She goes, yeah, right. That's what you always say. But I'm like, oh, this is what I love to do, man. Get in there and scrap. It'll be fun. And again, like I said, it's a whole new sport. It's different. You really don't know it unless you've been in there, and done it. How it just feels. It's like you're just starting over, man. That's what it feels like to me stepping in there.
Oh yeah, man. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it feels like you're being reborn, right? I mean, everything's new. Your new platform, new everything, man. So I'm happy for you, man. I mean, that's good because I've heard that from a few other fighters saying that they like it when they transitioned over was for the fact that they were kind of like plateaued, man. They were like, man, it was MMA. It's like but now you concentrate on stand up, and it's like a whole different mindset. You got to get ready for it, man. So I can only imagine, bro. I mean, you guys do it, man. I'll cheer for you guys, but I won't get in there, man. Now, as far as bare knuckle, man, are you gonna stick with this sport? I mean, do you have like a contract for the promotion, or how's it working for you?
It's good. Yeah, I'm doing some work with them. Staying just doing this right now, the bare knuckle. Um, it's been good. I think this would it seems to be this is probably be one of the things I'm gonna finish doing. Just bare knuckle fighting. I was considering bare knuckle MMA also. Wanted to fight for George Masvidal's show. I thought that would be cool, but right now my main focus is just doing this, and I'm enjoying this, the whole the training, and just getting fight ready. Train like this, and seeing how it goes. But yeah, I'll probably finish. I think I'm gonna finish with doing this. The last combat sport will be the bare knuckle boxing fighting.
And then you'll be retired, right? Maybe, maybe.
Yeah.
Man, I do appreciate you, man. Thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time. Is there anybody out there you want to thank, man, before we wrap this up?
I just thank everybody, my coaches, my training partners. The guys from the academy, Pittsburgh, Commonwealth Gym, Stout Training Team, Henzo Gracie, Pittsburgh was Warren Stout, Jonas Rubiano, Mike Wilkins, Vince Ming, all the guys out there, Andy Anderson. Yeah, all of us, working together. In that gym. Well, that's the gym I teach out of too, so I always have good support from everybody there, all the students there, all of my training partners, all of them, Kama Worthy, out of the academy, his brother Shaka Worthy. I mean, Justin Patton. It's just so many names I can keep calling out, man. These guys are awesome. They've all helped me out, and I came from Texas, came out here, made new friends, started went to Stout Training at Team Henzo Gracie Pittsburgh, started training with those guys. Those guys helped me out, started working with them, met other people from other gyms like Kama Worthy from the academy, his gym, and trained with a lot of guys there, man. So it's been pretty cool. I got a chance to get a lot of support here in Pittsburgh too. It's not as big as Houston out here, but still, man, it's a good community out here of guys that have helped me out, get ready for me, for my fight. And also, I've been working with another guy, Rich Canalino. He just got a contract for BKFC at the last tryouts in Louisiana. Yeah, he's out here too, and we've been training together on the regular now. Helping him get ready for whenever he gets called in to fight. But yeah, so we got a whole another person doing BKFC out here. They get a chance to just train with him doing that kind of stuff. So it's been pretty cool.
No, for sure, man. Because they help. Because I'm sure they're getting as much training with you as you are with them. Because you're a good dude, man. So definitely a lot of experience.
Yeah,
bro.
no, it's been great, man.
I'm sorry.
It's been great. It's been good. It's been fun getting out there and mixing it up, like this again. And again, it's like it's a whole new thing. It feels new, just like starting over when I go and when I get ready for this bare knuckle fighting. It's kind of like my first time going to do MMA fight. It's like, wow, man, now or first cage fight. Whenever the first cage fight I fought, because I fought in the rings before boxing rings, and then I fought in the first cage fight they had in Texas, which is cool, and all that has been good. And now to me, it's like the first time fighting bare knuckle. I fought in the number one organization there is in the world right now. I fought in BKFC already in September. And I'm fighting for them again. It's been great.
No, for sure, man. Well, bro, I do wish you the best, man. I mean, I wish you the best come fight night. Hope everything works out for you and you're able to travel home safe, man, to the family. But I want to thank you. Don't hang up yet. Everybody out there, this is Spider here, the Fight Card Podcast. Till next time, follow up.